Leo, this is your October 1st, October 15th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm using the Vision Quest Tarot by Guyan S. Winter and Joe Dose, D-O-S-E, with the accent mark at the end. And for the advice cards, the Romance Angel cards by Doreen Virtue. Decks have been pre-shuffled, so let's go ahead and get them right going. Okay, those come through together, so we'll keep those together. Okay. Let's see. For here, let's start off with what we have. For your overall energy for this time frame, we have the Daughter of Air. Which, when I'm looking at this in your sense, I feel like you've been communicating with certain people and you're continuing more communication with the same people. So this is a situation. The situation we're talking about in this time frame isn't new. They're people that have been in your life for a while and will continue to be in your life afterwards. I feel like you have, when I'm looking at her, I'm feeling like there's deep feeling for the people involved. I feel like the people in this situation matter to you on a level where you plan to keep them in your life and you like having them in your life. To you, they're important. So we're going to start there. And it's interesting, especially for a Leo in the Libra, in the time frame of Libra, to have the Hermit card, because the first thing I got when I looked at this card for you going into the October 1st time frame is you're not saying something. And it's weird because I'm not really catching that you're not talking. I don't really think that you're not communicating. I feel like there's something you're not saying, and you're purposely choosing that. Like, if a thought rolls around and a situation comes around and you have a certain opinion about it, you've decided not to share that opinion, so you purposely will not say something because you've decided you will not. That's where we are with that. It's interesting because right below you with your environment, like, I feel like there's a lot of love, and I feel like that's one of the reasons, like, I feel like there's something you kind of want to say, but you're feeling that love from the people around you or whoever it is you're involved with that you want to say something to, and I feel like they're really looking at you with doughy eyes, kind of, in a sense, and they look very vulnerable to you, and that may be a big reason why you're not saying something that you feel you normally would or feel you kind of should. You're kind of holding back for that reason because I think you're aware of this person's emotions, and you may have hurt their feelings in the past unintentionally, because I don't feel like you come from a mean place, but I feel like they're looking at you with doughy eyes, and you just don't have the heart to say whatever it is you feel kind of needs to be said. And you're kind of contemplating. You're like, kind of like, I'm not going to say that now, and let me just see what else happens before I get involved, or before I do say something, if I do at all. Next in your line session here, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like it's kind of the continued effort. You're kind of whatever the situation is, you're kind of getting involved, and you're questioning. You're kind of questioning what you're doing, because I feel like this energy is holding strong through at least the first week of October 1st to 15th. For at least 7-8 days. For October 1st to the 7th or 8th, maybe 6th, depending on what's going on for you. But I feel like this energy is holding strong for you. Like, you're looking at the other person and you really think that they're vulnerable to whatever you say, and you know that they hear you, you know that they listen to you, and whatever you say will have an impact, and you're very aware of that. Whatever you say has an impact strongly on this person or people, and that's why you're kind of like, you're holding back in the sense of, like, you don't want to hurt their feelings. You're afraid that you'll say something and it'll just end up hurting their feelings rather than actually fixing anything. And you're continuing on with that, and you're questioning whether you should be, but you're also looking out for this person you care about, and you're just kind of like, you're questioning if you should be holding back, but you're also keeping an eye on it, whatever it is that's going on, and you're deciding whether it's okay that you're holding back, or if you actually do need to say something to fix something, or at least bring attention to something that you are not sure is quite right. In some cases, it may not even be that you don't think it's quite right. You may feel it just could go better than it is. It could work out a lot easier, and I feel like that's another reason why you may be holding back, because the other person involved, is not only very sensitive, but you're kind of feeling like, you know what, maybe it's better if they learn on their own how to figure this out, because that can be a stronger, longer lesson, so they don't repeat this again in the future. Especially with some people, I feel like you might feel like, they kind of always take the hard route. I think if they just did it this way, it'd be better for them. But you're like, well, if I throw my 2 cents in there, they're just going to think I don't trust them or I don't believe in them. So let me just let them do it. I think it's a lot of wasted effort. They could go a lot easier. Like, I'm feeling that kind of energy going through. But it's a good reason you're doing it. Like, I feel like that information or that energy is kind of holding true because you care about that person and you're very, very aware of the weight of your words on them. Because I feel like they definitely respect what you say and listen to what you say, and they go forward, or they do definitely pay attention to you, and you're aware of that. Now, as we go through the next section, this can go for male or female. The energy of the Father of Fire, though, is definitely someone who has plans, goes forward with those plans, kind of moves forward in a sense that makes sense to him. Like, he sees a situation a certain way, and he goes forward with those plans because of what he's seeing and what he believes is right. The grandfather with the buffalo here, I feel like you're also, like, feeling like you're right, going forward, having the information, having the initiative. You're also very careful to do things. I feel like you want things done right. And I feel like that's where we're going next. Like, as you're kind of, like, I do feel like you're starting to say things, but I feel like you're talking to this person in a very caring way. I feel like you're very calculated with what you're saying. At least you're trying to be. I feel like you're trying to get your message across in a wise way. You're thinking things through. Like, I'm trying to say this the right way. You're trying to speak, like, you're choosing your words in a very specific way. Who you're talking to, I feel like you're editing your speech for their benefit. I feel like it's not even like certain types of words. It's just the way you're saying things. You're saying it with a very caring tone, and it's very important for you for that person to know that you care and that you're not coming at them, but you care and you want them to know that, and that you're saying what you're saying because you care. And it's really important to you, I feel, at this point, that you understood the reason why you're telling them this. Like, it's very important for you to not come across as, like, snapping at them or just kind of like trying to bulldoze the situation. You're just trying to help. And I feel like that keeps coming back and around, and you're trying to make that really clear that you're not trying to bully. Like, I almost feel like in some situations, like, the person you're dealing with has actually accused you of bullying them before, and I only laugh because I feel like when I'm seeing it from your perspective, that was never your intention. Like, I feel like there's a lot of passion, and you get very excited, and when you feel you need to help, it comes out, and it comes out strong, and it's not meant to bully, but you're aware that that's how they took it, so you're trying to calm your words. You're very, very thoughtful about what you're saying. It's how you're saying it. You're very thoughtful of that, because this person is important to you. And I feel like this is a situation, this person means a lot to you. Like, this whole time frame from the 1st to the 15th, you're being very diplomatic, because they care about you. You're very aware that they care about you, and you care just as much. And that's why you're making this effort to make this work out. I would like to say, however that is that you talk to this person, I feel like it's going in your favor, because these two cards kind of are together in the environment. So the person you care about, I feel like they're hearing you. You're saying it very well. I feel like it's coming across very well when you do, and you're getting them to think. I feel like you're purposely saying it so that they will think. And I feel like that's what your motive is. You want them to think. You're like trying to teach them something in a sense. You're trying to get them to think, so that way you don't have to be there to pick up the pieces. You can try to get them in the mode where they see it where you were seeing it from, so that they can handle it better next time, or like plan a little better, or make it work out a little better. Like, I feel like you're trying to teach something in a sense, or like you're trying to help, and you're getting them to think, and it's working, and I feel like it helps them go farther. I feel like they're very, very invested in you, whoever this person is, and the way you talk to them, taking this extra time, it makes them feel good. Like, you make them feel very valued, and they do take your words to heart. There may be some situations where this person you're talking to doesn't seem to respond all too much. I would just like you to keep in mind that I think they're absorbing what you're saying. Because I'm seeing like a conversation with two people, and I see where you're talking, and they may not even be looking at you that much, but I feel like it's sinking in, and they're thinking about what you're saying. You may not be getting the responses you're expecting, but they are listening. And it is having a good effect, a very good effect. There's a twofold thing. It can either be both, or one or the other here. One, they're taking your advice, they're thinking about it, and they're using it to their advantage. And or they're really feeling how much you're trying. And I feel like in some cases they're absorbing the love that you're showing by talking to them in a certain way, and I feel like that's really healing. If this is a person you've had problems with in the past, in the relationship, no matter what it may be, whether it be like a sibling, a friend, a child, a parent, however it may be, I feel like there may have been a little emotional damage there, just things come off the wrong way. This time frame, especially the way you were talking, is very healing for this person. It's very good. So with the general read, I try to include everybody as much as possible. So it's either you're going to like influence this person to make changes that very much help them, or they're absorbing the love by watching you talk to them. Like, they're very aware of how you're talking. They're also very aware about how you normally talk to people, and it makes them feel very good. It makes them feel very valued. It can be both, so either or, but that's what I'm feeling in this sense. I'm actually going to... Yeah. This popped up for them. I don't really feel like it's a romantic relationship. I feel like it's strengthening a relationship. I feel like they're really, like, it's reminding them of how important you are to them. It's reminding them how important they are to you. Like, I feel like this is very much a strengthening of bonds for them. This is good. In the beginning, the Hermit, and where you were holding back, I feel like there's a lot of care, and I'm seeing mostly this between these two people. You very much care about this person, and I'm getting that you're really thinking about it. Even at this time frame, you're thinking about how you want to say things, and you may be expressing how you feel. I feel like you're being very careful, though. I feel like you're worried that you're going to hurt them. I feel like that's the big thing in the beginning part. And when you get closer to the 15th, I feel like it's more in line, and you're more comfortable. I'm getting like you may not understand how strong the bond is between you and this person, depending on what's going on, in the sense of like, I think there's a lot between you and this person, and in some cases you may feel like you're afraid that if you're not careful about how you communicate with them, it may drive a wedge and create distance that you do not want. And I feel like that's really what you're worried about. As you go closer to the 15th, things are going really well. Like, whatever that conversation is where you're very careful about how you're talking, I feel like that goes across very well. You're very much enjoying the fruits of that labor because you do very well with it. It's very good. Like, everything is good here, but I feel like you're afraid that there's going to be a wedge, and that's why you're very careful how you step. That's what I'm getting from this. You're afraid that there's a wedge already there in most cases, which I feel is not really that much. I don't feel like it's that strong of a wedge. but I feel like you're worried that there may be, and that's why you're taking these extra steps. But especially that conversation where the way you're talking to this person, it's very strengthening. So even if the wedge isn't there, or if you don't really feel it is, this conversation that happens, very strengthening, very good. It helps things a lot. So let me recap now, because I think we got everything we need here. The whole time frame here, we got you communicating. You're very thoughtful with your communication. You're very careful. In the beginning, I really feel like you're holding back. I really do, and you're very thoughtful. Even though it says express your love, I feel like you're thinking about how to express your love, and I think that's smart. I think it's extremely smart of you, because the other person, I feel like they're already happy with you. I don't feel like they're upset with you at all. I feel like they very much already going into this time frame, they're happy with you. I don't feel like there's really an upset on their side. They very much love you. But there's a concern on your side is what I'm getting, that you could rock the boat a little bit if you come across too strong. I feel like you're looking at this person like they can't handle it. Or that it's going to come off wrong. And you don't want to wedge. I feel like you're very mindful of that. You're very aware of that. You have this very thoughtful conversation. I don't feel like you hold back during the conversation, but what you say, you choose your words very carefully, because you make sure that you're come across in a caring way. I feel like that's extremely important to you, and you do very successful at that. And as we leave this time frame, you're very happy. This card at the end, I just feel like I need to recap that this person very much loves you. Whatever the role is, sibling, friend, relative, however it is, the person involved that you're dealing with very much loves you, very much cares about you. And I feel like you may have a little question about, like, you're afraid that you're going to say something that's going to push them away or put some distance between you and that person. I don't really feel like that's the situation. I don't feel like that's the situation. I really feel like they care about you very deeply. They very much do. They may be more of an emotional person than you, though. That's the difference. I feel like I'm getting like there's a lot of water feel here, because we got the 4 of water and we got the 9 of water. We do have the 4 of fire too, so there's a little bit of fire there too. But I'm feeling like on their side, they may be a water or earth sign, which, depending on how your chart is, Leo especially can come across very sharp sometimes. It may be a little hard for a water or earth sign to handle. But especially if it's a established relationship, which I feel like this situation is, it definitely has a feel where they're more understanding. They've watched how you treat other people and them, and I don't feel like they're as sensitive as you might think they are, in the sense of, like, I don't feel like they question you as much as you think they might, because I think they're aware and they paid attention. There's other people around them, I think, too, who are also involved and also kind of give them, guidance, like how you are and who you are and how you speak, and how something might come across very passionately and strong, but it's not meant to be bullying or mean. And I feel like they're more aware of that now than you might be aware of, and things are going fine, but still there was a hiccup in the past I'm getting that is kind of replaying, or something you're worried about. Even if it hasn't happened with this person directly, there's somebody else you came off wrong with and they got really upset and it didn't go well, and it's just playing on your mind, like you don't want to repeat that. And it's not wasted effort. You taking that time and saying things a certain way and choosing the words you're going to say. Again, I don't feel like you're holding back. I do feel like you're choosing your words a certain way. Has a great effect. It's very strengthening with this bond, and it's going to give you that result that you're looking for. All right, well, that is your read for October 1st to October 15th. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put those below. I always like to hear how these affect people. And if you'd like a direct reading from me, jamesforastral@gmail.com. Just go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. Thank you.